turn from there to the neighboring state on the western seaboard, because Gujarat is turning out to be the other state of major concern. Remember, we are looking today at the fatal four, as we are calling it, the 4 states with more than 100 deaths each. Gujarat, confirmed cases 6,625, recovered are 1,500, deaths are 396. The fatality rate is well above the national average at 5.97%, national average around 3.4%. What is happening in Gujarat? Because remember, as the number of cases continue to spike, Ahmedabad has become the major cause of worry with 70% of the state's COVID-19 cases. Not just that, authorities now there have put a lockdown that has blocked all shops except medicine and milk facilities, and paramilitary forces are out in Ahmedabad and Vadodara. Here's a ground report from Gopi Manyar.
Gujarat's largest city, its economic hub, under a total shutdown for a week till May 15th. The epicenter of coronavirus in the state. Ahmedabad accounts for more than 70% of Gujarat's overall caseload. As the number of new cases and deaths soared, authorities have tightened the lockdown in Ahmedabad. No sale of fruits and vegetables, no supermarkets, no home deliveries till May 15. Only milk and medical stores are allowed to function.
जितने लोगों को चेक किया गया, लगभग 25% लोग उसमें पॉजिटिव पाए गए. इसलिए ये निर्णय लिया गया है कि दूध और दवा की दुकानें, इसके अलावा बाकी की सब दुकानें कुछ दिनों के लिए हम बंद रखेंगे.
Police aided by paramilitaries are enforcing stricter regulations. A disorienting quiet in an otherwise bustling industrial metropolis. Bureau Report, India Today.
Okay, let's then go to the next fatal 4 state, Gujarat. Dr. Jayanti Ravi, Principal Health Secretary, Gujarat, now joins me. Appreciate your joining me, ma'am. You're the person leading this charge in Gujarat. The big question being asked at the moment, why is Gujarat experiencing such high mortality rates, in particular, both in terms of actual numbers of coronavirus cases in the last week, the death rate 5.8%, well above the national average. What explains this, ma'am?
So I want to address that question by saying that if you look at the deaths that have happened due to COVID-19 corona, if you look at the cases of comorbidity, there are as many as 85 to 90% of our cases which are either comorbid or have a risk factor. And a large number of these have multiple comorbidities. So it's 2 or 3 comorbidities together. We also do a complete death audit of each of these cases in a very short time. Usually it's done in about 24 hours, maximum 48 hours. So we also get useful insights into why these deaths happened. But in all these cases, some of the things that are coming out is the underlying condition, the original comorbid condition itself was so severe. And many of these are cases of patients with very severe instances of heart disease, stroke. There are people with cancer, kidney diseases. And then they also happened to get the infection of COVID. So COVID, in that sense, has not been a primary cause of death. But nevertheless, it's unfortunate that they have succumbed. They've got the secondary infection of COVID and given way. But to address this, and we also find that a large number of these are also reporting late. So we're really trying to further create a lot of IEC, tell people that, the sooner you come, because many of them, about 60% of them come so late that by then it's almost fully compromised and there's not much in spite of our teams trying their best.
But Ms. Ravi, the manner in which Ahmedabad yesterday you all announced a very, very severe lockdown. Suddenly we were told all shops to be closed except milk and medicine. There was a rush on general stores. Gujarat seems to have moved from a time a month ago, or in March at least, when the Janta curfew was in place, where many people were coming out and almost celebrating, to now putting a very tight curfew. Paramilitary called in. Many say this is a panic reaction. What explains your decision to go in for such a severe lockdown suddenly?
It just shows that here is a government that cares. We want to do everything and anything possible to ensure that the infection spread is stopped. We want to break the chain of the spread of infection. And I think even if it means being very ruthless, containing things in a very strict manner, I think we're for it. We want to do everything under the sun to make this happen. And also, if you look at the recovery rates, you see about 15 days back, we were a late starter. The first incident of COVID started, as I said, only on 19th of March. But the recovery rate has gone up by 300% in the last 15 days. So as we speak, as of last evening, 1,500 people have got discharged after successfully undergoing treatment. We've also given a big push to the Ayush Mantralaya guidelines, and we're really trying to boost the immunity prophylactically of people. And this is also, we've tried this out in quarantine centers, and we've had people's consent and found it has been of great value.
Ms. Ravi, do you accept the argument that in a way is being made today in Gujarat by the opposition that A, the state started late with testing and tracing, that the month of February there were no preparations. Ahmedabad was the center of the Trump-Modi meet. That was the focus of the administration. The opposition said the administration should have woken up much earlier. Was Gujarat in some kind of a comfort zone? And when it struck, testing and tracing began, but began too late.
That's entirely incorrect. That's not true at all. We've been, from the time passengers started coming, we had the first set of people who came from abroad, very meticulous screening of the passengers in the airport using thermal scanners, thermal guns. All the protocols were being followed, and we were meticulously, all the cases of samples, etc., were also being checked in our laboratories. We were initially sending it to NIV and then at BJ Medical College. And the first case that we had in Gujarat, after checking, taking lots of samples, there were 3 cases which happened on 19th of March. So there's no connection whatsoever with any of these external factors that you're talking about. Our teams have been absolutely working diligently round the clock, trying to address this issue. And we have the first cases that we had was in the month of March, 19th of March, much after this visit that you're referring to. So there's absolutely no reason, even an iota of doubt, to correlate the two.
But Ms. Ravi, is it not true that when the Municipal Commissioner of Ahmedabad, Vijay Nehra, started testing aggressively, the state government held him back? Today, Mr. Nehra himself, the Municipal Commissioner of Ahmedabad, has been put in quarantine because, in a way, he was the one who was at least starting the aggressive testing. Is it true that the state government of Gujarat was not willing to accept high numbers and there's been a political fallout? Is there any attempt to try to cover up in Gujarat at the moment?
That's absolutely not the case. If that were the case, Rajdeep, why would we have these big numbers? I think the one thing that we can really take pride is in the fact that we have been very transparent. We've been very honest about whatever is happening. And I'm sure, as any statistical person would say, if you really take a hot spot and very actively test there, the number of positives that you get is going to be a little skewed because the rest of the state doesn't have that kind of prevalence. And while we were really focusing a lot on Ahmedabad, it was a conscious decision at the level of the Honorable Chief Minister and all the senior officers, a well thought through thing to really go whole hog and attack the hotspots, to really pull out all the positive cases, isolate them, put them in treatment so that the disease infection doesn't spread. But we also simultaneously had to take care of the facts that we didn't want other portions, because Ahmedabad, Surat, Vadodara, etc., these areas, they don't constitute the entire state. We also had to take care that other parts of the state, other districts, other geographies of the state were also tested. We didn't want to see that things are under the carpet. So we've taken a very balanced, a very well thought, and I think a very rational view in terms of testing. And there's no question of holding back testing. On the other hand, if you see the tests per million of Ahmedabad, it is far more than what Delhi had done, what many other states had done. So I think we had very aggressively done the testing and we've been very transparent, very honest about this.
You are saying, ma'am, you are coordinating with the Chief Minister Vijay Rupani. Now, there have been reports coming out in a section of the media, especially in Ahmedabad, that the Chief Minister has been pulled up by Prime Minister Modi, that the Home Minister is also on his case. Remember, this is Amit Shah's home city. Gandhinagar constituency, the Prime Minister's home state. I want to understand, has there been any extra pressure because of the embarrassing reports coming of the growing number of COVID cases and mortality rates in Ahmedabad to get the situation right and get it right soon?
All of us collectively, there's nothing of the kind that you mentioned, but we are all definitely concerned and rightly so, in a very healthy manner. All of us are really working day and night
Is there a worry, ma'am, that most of the areas which are really badly affected are in the walled city of Ahmedabad, minority-dominated areas, and the social fabric of Gujarat is also under strain because of the manner in which COVID has spread in these areas?
I wouldn't say that at all. In fact, when we had people from all different wards, including people from the minority community, when they were hospitalized, we had even the senior most political leaders of our state too were concerned about their welfare. We even thought of trying plasma transfusion. So all these things. So I think there's absolutely no question. On the other hand, we're all concerned and trying, and we're really reaching out. For example, in Baroda as well, Ahmedabad as well, we reached out to all the religious leaders, cutting across religions, trying to appeal to them so that there's more and more social and behavior change, communication with the local communities. It's more about epidemic literacy, very stringent and a strict, ruthless implementation of the lockdown conditions, and a lot of this prophylactic measures and simple measures like hand wash, using the mask. So these are the things we're really giving a big push and trying to ensure that everybody abides by it, irrespective of which geography, which caste, which economic strata they belong to, because I don't think this disease really sees any such boundaries.
Jayanti Ravi, thank you very much, ma'am, for joining us and giving us your perspective of Gujarat's situation. Thank you very much.
Hi everyone, Preeti Chaudhary here. Hope you like this video. For latest news and analysis, like and subscribe to the India Today YouTube channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated. Thank you for watching.